Hi guys. I know there's been pretty good discussion the last couple of weeks on trailer wiring, grounding, and that kind of thing. So anyway, I thought I'd throw a little video together and run through how I test mine, and maybe it'll help somebody. But anyway, I've got a drawing that I printed out of the 7-pin connector with the flat pins. Also the 4-pin flat connector that most people use, or a lot of people use on their trailers without trailer brakes. So anyway, I've got this 2000 Ford with all aftermarket wiring. I went ahead and turned on the emergency flashers. I've got it in reverse, and so that backup lights are working. Also have my tail lights on, and so we should be able to measure some voltage along with measuring the continuity for ground. Now I ran a small jumper all the way to the battery negative terminal, which I'm going to use that to test my ground here at the connectors. Now be sure you get the ground, the negative terminal, the ground terminal on the battery, not the positive, or bad things will happen whenever you start touching things. Got a cheap little multimeter here. Picked it up at Harbor Freight, I believe, for less than 20 bucks. So you should be able to find one there, or Lowe's, Home Depot, Radio Shack, just almost any place, you know, local auto supply, you know, just any place you can find them. Doesn't have to be anything real great. So anyway, I also have a clip lead here with insulated tips, and I'm going to be hooking into one of these connectors, and like I say, I've got these wire lights on, so it's important that you're insulated on that tip, so if you touch something, you don't pop a fuse or, you know, damage something. So anyway, start off, we're going to check the ground on the 7-way, which is pin 1. If you go from the keyway at the top down, it's the first pin to the left. So open him up. I'm going to grab that pin. Okay, we're on there. Now I'll take the black lead. I always like to use black whenever I'm talking about ground, and that just makes sure that whenever I do measure some voltage that I do have the right leads. So I want to connect this other end of the clip lead to this lead of the multimeter. Just set that guy down out of the way so he's there. Now, test continuity for ground. I'm going to turn it on, turn the meter on, and I'll start out at 20k ohms, which an ohm is a unit of resistance. And we'll see what kind of resistance we have from the negative terminal here to the negative terminal of the battery. And I'm going to read, and it looks like, you know, it's not much at all. You know, we're down about 780 ohms, something like that, which is probably due to the connection on the battery itself. So anyway, we're in good shape there. We've got good continuity from this pin to the battery. Now, also, people were talking about the trailer ball grounding, and if you can see here, you know, on this trailer ball, I have no ground at all. I can go up to 20 meg ohms, which is 20 million ohms scale, and you see, well, we're showing 10 meg ohms, which 10 million ohms, which is not a good ground at all. You're going to get a lot of voltage loss there, so never depend on that trailer ball. Now, since I've got all my lights going, we'll be running a quick check on the voltages that we see at the pins on the connector. So I move over to volts DC, and I use a 20 ohms or 20 volt scale, and I'll go in. The first thing I'm going to check is pin 3, which is the tail running lights. So I'll go ahead and I'll hit pin 3. You can see I got battery voltage there, so that means I've got that pin is good. Next, I'll go to pin 5, which is the what's that? The left turn signal. And you'll see it now. This meter will jump between 0 and battery voltage, and the reason is the lights are blinking. So there's 0 half the time and battery voltage half the time. Now next I'm going to look at pin 6, which is the green lead, which is the right turn signal and brake light. and you can see it does the same thing, jumps between 0 and battery voltage. So, and since I've got a 5-way, I'm going to go ahead and check my backup light connection, which is a center pin on this connector. You can see I got battery voltage there. So, you know, I'm in good shape on this particular plug here. Everything works like it's supposed to. Next, I'm going to run a quick check on the 4-pin. Do the same thing. We'll go to 20k ohms. I'm going to go in here and just stick that lead inside that pin. It'll go in there, and it holds pretty good, so we'll see what that does. Go back to my lead up to the negative terminal of the battery. As you can see, you know, we're down, got very little resistance there, so I know my my ground is good on my 4-pin connector. Now, check voltages on this connector also. So we go back to 20 volts. I'm going to check the ground lead first, which is the next one up from ground, and I should see battery voltage there. There it is. Got battery voltage there. So the next one up is going to be my left turn. It should jump between, there it goes, 0 and ground and battery voltage. And the top one is my green, which is right turn signal. You see it jumps between 0 and battery voltage also. So that tells me my 4-pin connector is all good. So that's all there is to it, you know. It's not anything real complex or anything else. The main thing is to have a fairly decent meter so you can troubleshoot it and you know, go from there. That should do it for the truck. Now we can go over to the trailer and take a look at the ground on the trailer and see if we can verify that it's good. Okay, we'll see if we can do some testing on the trailer, the grounding on the trailer. Mine's got a 5-pin flat connector on it. Because I've got trailer brakes, and I also use an adapter. I'll set that aside right now. I'm going to go in and use my little clip lead again. Grab the ground connection on the 5-way. Just going in there like that. So now I'll see what kind of resistance we've got continuity there. You see we got 0 to this step here, which the step's got rivets that go into the frame, so I'm grounded through the frame. I can also check continuity, you know, some other places, and you'll see I have quite a bit of resistance there. And the reason for that is this trailer is armor coated, so sometimes you don't get a good ground through the armor coating if you've got something just attached. I also use the jump rate put on the negative terminal of the battery. I grabbed one of the rivets back on one of the steps at the back of the trailer, and you can see there we've got continuity there, so that tells me that I've got continuity all the way through the trailer. Now, if you do use an adapter of some kind, either on 4 or pin or whatever, you know, you need to make sure that you've got continuity through it. So I'm going to plug it in here just to test it. Since we were down and to the left on the truck, we'll go down and to the right from the keyway. That'll be our ground there. Touch it to the step here. As you can see, we've got continuity through the adapter. So we're in good shape on the trailer. That's all there is to it. Real simple. If you've got a bulb type lighting system, not LEDs, you can go through and from your ground with one lead and touch your other connectors and actually read continuity through the bulbs in that particular circuit. So that's all there is to it. The trailer, very simple. This is Texas Larry, and if you got any questions, let me know.